25. First carry for Jonathan Stewart. Trucks over him. Evades the tackler, and now some space. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a first down. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only they're controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the second and the third levels. You know, get to the linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple.
You know, I don't think this is the last time we'll see that in this game. This guy has mobility, and they want to use his legs in the game plan. So there will be designed runs as well as his scrambles.
On second down, they run with Stewart. And he might have got this across midfield, not by much. They'll mark it down at the 49. It'll be a gain of 2 on the play, but they'll remain a few inches short here with third down looming. And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on second down. They go play action with Stewart. Now Newton. And he gets it to Funchess complete. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. Newton finding Funchess for the Panther first down. Nice job keeping that opening drive alive, and they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on third down. They did. Big-time pickup for them, and now I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, this part of the field, I take my shot at the end zone, because the closer you get to the end zone, the field gets condensed. Makes it a lot tougher to run those routes. You still got a chance to actually run past people right now. Take your shot at the end zone early in the down and distance count. Now Stewart on first down. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's second and 4. Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between second and 4 and second and 8 and 9. This is Stewart again. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. They got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a third and 2 more. That's all about doing the dirty work right there defensively. Second and short yardage, that's all about plugging those gaps, not giving a running back a crease to run through. And has a nice job to hold him just a couple and force a third down. Caught left side by Funchess. And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. Newton on first down. Forced out to his left. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Shaquille Barrett able to get in there and take him down for a loss of 3. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. There's Newton now on second down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. And a big turnover there. His guys will get the football back. Very tough spot here for the offense to start. Now a carry. It's C.J. Anderson. And some room for him there as he'll take this up to about the 15. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. If these kinds of lanes are available, you have to feel like he's going to have a pretty big game on the ground.
Yeah, you can tell early on he's got a little burst in his step, and that's a big pickup right there on first down.
2nd and very short here, less than a yard. Possible run anticipation. Here's the D-line sandwiches together. On 2nd down, Anderson. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. First carry for Devontae Booker. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
Back alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Bronco football to begin quarter number 2. They've got it 2nd and 6 to start things out. Handoff comes to Anderson. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. They were in the 4-3. Mike linebacker made a great tackle.
And when that happens, generally it means that the guys up front, the 4-down defensive linemen, have absorbed all the blockers and allowed him to run free to the football. He ends up with a textbook tackle.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Mike Adams. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. CD, I want to get your thoughts on some potential free agents. Season before we change the possession here. Now, caution, many of these guys could be resigned, I know, but who are some of them? Kirk Cousins is one.
Yeah, we're talking about difference makers. Kirk Cousins at the quarterback position. He's going to be coveted around the league by quarterback-needy teams. Case Keenum had a big year. Could he move? But how about running backs? Le'Veon Bell, Dion Lewis, some pass catchers, Jimmy Graham, Jarvis Landry, Sammy Watkins. And about the guy who goes and gets quarterbacks, DeMarcus Lawrence had a monster year for Dallas last season.
Yeah, a lot of big names that could be out there as free agents. To throw on 2nd down is Newton. On the catch, this is Russell Shepard. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. Now a man whose father won 2 rings as a Bronco. It's Christian McCaffrey. No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. A shotgun snap for Newton. Over the middle, complete to Samuel. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15, just shy of the 10. A good pickup there, a 22. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there. If he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
On on second down, McCaffrey. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. A great play there. An 8-yard touchdown run. And his guys are able to strike for 6. Graham Gano on for the extra point. And this will be good to give the Panthers a 7-0 lead. Gano out to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Before the possession switches here, I had written down that I wanted to talk about some of the awards this past season in the NFL. We know Brady was the MVP, but Todd Gurley, Offensive Player of the Year.
How about that for a bounce back? Many were questioning whether he'd had a sophomore slump the season before. Didn't even get to 1,000 yards. Was a dominant force in 2017. How about his teammate Aaron Donald on the defensive side? He took home Defensive Player of the Year award.
Yeah, very impressive. They had both sides of the ball. Sean McVay deserving, I think you would agree, of Coach of the Year.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, what he did for the Rams when they went from last in the league in scoring to leading the league in scoring and winning a division title. And how about the New Orleans Saints? Rookie of the Year, offense and defense. Alvin Kamara on offense, Marshawn Lattimore on defense.
They run again on first down. Anderson. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. A minute 59 to go in the first half. Back to Denver right after this. And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. Now Anderson running right. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be third down. He makes a wonderful play there off the corner, protecting his side of the field.
Oh, that reminds me of the great defenses of old, doesn't it? The Pittsburgh Steelers steel curtain. They would not let you get on the field if you could only do one thing. You had to be a complete get.
Looking for Green, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Thomas Davis. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. I want to give a hat tip real quick, Charles, to J.J. Watt before the possession switches here. Walter Payton, NFL Man of the Year, and they totaled up how much he helped raise for hurricane relief, $37 million.
Incredible. Hurricane Harvey, which really hit the Houston area in a big way, and his original goal was $200,000. So congratulations to J.J. Watt and all the people who participated. And Greg Olsen of the Panthers, Benjamin Watson of the Ravens, both tight ends, also nominated and finalists for the most prestigious award as determined by the NFL, the Walter Payton Man of the Year Award. The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. You'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
And defensively going with a dime set. 6 DBs on 3rd and 4. From the gun, here's Newton. And he finds a man. It's Olsen. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Newton to Olsen there for a Carolina first down. On 1st and 10, Newton. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Newton's Super Bowl nemesis, Von Miller, in there to drop him for a loss on the play. On 2nd down, here's Newton. Flush to his right. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. And how about this? It's the other Brandon Marshall that picks it off. And he will score. Touchdown, Denver. Short throw, pick six right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This is fielded at the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So the football switching hands here in just a second. And, you know, Tom Brady, just to go off on a tangent for a second, may have lost the Super Bowl. But third MVP this past season, and what he did at age 40, really something, right, Charles?
Absolutely phenomenal. Ended up beating out Todd Gurley, the running back for the Los Angeles Rams. But he would have traded it for a Super Bowl win, don't you think? How about...
And look at this. Cam Newton intercepted a third time. Picked off by Aqib Talib. And he's given his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more. The Denver Broncos, they missed out on the playoffs for the second straight year. Their offense coming back onto the field here, and that's coming off that Super Bowl 50 win. I don't know that we expected them to go back-to-back-to-back or anything like that, but I certainly don't think we saw them missing the playoffs the last 2 years, right?
No, you're correct on that one. And a big part of it is, what's one of those old adages in sports? That defense travels and defense is a constant.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Devontae Booker as the first half is winding down, and the Broncos have taken the lead.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front, and now you see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this second quarter. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Before the offense changes hands here, let's look back at the Super Bowl February 5th. What a game. I know you were there calling it offensively, though. Impressive on both sides.
It certainly was, and let's face it, if you're in Minnesota, it's cold outside, but you talk about the offenses, they heated up in a big way. And how about Nick Foles, the backup quarterback turned MVP, 373 yards, 3 touchdowns, and, of course, the big one receiving on the Philly special.
Quite a story. As you and I were talking about off air, it was just a fluid game, not a lot of penalties, just really clean play.
Exactly the type of game the NFL needed for the audiences at home watching the game and, of course, people in attendance. A really well-played game.
A final shot before the break. Newton. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey, and he's able to get up here to the 26. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. And some space here. The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Cody Latimer, 101 yards. And the Broncos will extend their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But this is going to do that?
I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Now Newton. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown. So that is 2 pick sixes he's thrown in this football game. Now, you take those away, Charles, it's a completely different situation.
It totally is, but guess what? They have to deal with what they have now, okay? So they can't just mentally go, well, if we hadn't thrown those pick sixes, we'd be okay. Here's where you are. Here's where you're going to battle. But guess what? They're not out of it by any stretch of the imagination.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And the Panthers coming out now. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
All comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? Here's Newton. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. They go play action here on first down. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. He'll be dropped shy of the 40 despite powering through the tackle. It'll be a gain of 4, and that'll make this a second down. Newton throwing again. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Domatop Peko breaking through to get him for a loss of 7.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. Quarterback was hit.
3rd and long. It's Newton. And now here is another interception. It's Chris Harris with a pick. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
Shift together here from the D-line. And they'll try to fire up the running game with C.J. Anderson. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Third quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
6 yards here to go for the offense on second down. They run it again with Anderson. And some room to work. And he's brought down. Give him 14 yards there and a Denver first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point. Going to make that defense stand up and stop them. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. They give it to Anderson. Again, he finds an opening. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. C.J. Anderson, a 16-yard touchdown run. And the Broncos turn that interception into a touchdown. And he knocks it through. Now McManus on to kick this one off. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives them a new set of downs.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
And they finally bring him down, but he reaches the 16. Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. And the D-line pinching together, must be expecting the run.